Well, hey everyone. Welcome to another episode with your girl, Audrey Codner from ACG Math Tutoring. Definitely wanted to kind of see if I was going to be able to go live because we just had another rainstorm. So I wasn't sure if the electricity was going to go out. So I'm a little late. So, as promised, I found something, dug a little bit deep in my old stuff, and I found this old diagnostic that I was like, wait, this actually matches a lot of the stuff that we are currently learning on TikTok. So we are actually going to take a look at this old diagnostic and just to see how you are doing. So as you guys come on in, go ahead and tap it on up. And while you're here, I'm going to introduce another thing because I still have some openings. I have 22 openings. I know that sounds classy, but 22 openings left for the month of July. So that's including some of you guys that are taking college algebra, some of you guys that are taking classes for your TEAS test, or maybe you're a high school student and you're trying to get yourself ready for what's going to happen in roughly the next month or month and a half, depending on when you're going to start. So if that sounds like you, I am going to be presenting something that's pretty kind of cool. And all of a sudden it just kind of came to me earlier this morning and I said, I think this is definitely possible. So come on in, tap away. Hello, Sasha. How are you? Hello, Robert. I'm hoping you got either a text message or an email from someone. I passed someone over to you today. Really neat. Yes. Your final went well. Good. I get results tomorrow. All right. I am hoping for some good stuff. All right, you have not? Okay, well, I did pass it on later, so we'll see if she chimes in yes or no. All right, come on in. Yes, we're going to be breaking down some concepts. Some of it's old, some of it's new, some of it's, borrowed, some of it's blue. But we're really going to try to hit home on some of these concepts. Got the math notebook. Oh, it's coming in tomorrow? Awesome. All right. Hey, Janice, how are you? Yep. Still have electricity. So I'm like, yeah, here we go. All right. There was a couple flutters a couple of times. I was like, all right, here you go. Do what you got to do. Hello, Creation. Welcome on in. All right. As you guys are coming on in, go ahead and tap. No, I'm only going to get started when we get to the 1K. So we really want to try to get on all the FYPs so people can come on in, not only just to communicate, but also to take something back with them so they can advance and deal with life. Yes, Leanne, let's go. All right. So I am going to try my absolute hardest, okay, to Zoom as best I can, because I know there's going to be times I can't fit everything on here, but, we'll give it a try. All right, so thank you so much for that. Now let's get started. So we're looking at evaluation, okay? So it says evaluate 7m plus 3mn when m is 8 and n is 14, all right? So when they say evaluate, that means you're going to be taking some number and you're going to substitute it in. So if the original is my 7m, okay, plus 3mn, that means I'm going to be doing some multiplying, okay? Some multiplying, and then I'm going to have addition. So for my m's, they say we want me to put in 8. And for my n's, we want to put a 14. That's the evaluation piece. Now, all you have to do is do the proper multiplication and addition to get your final answer. If you're wondering what NOTA means, none of the above. There we go. I had a brain fart for a second. Here we are. I was like, Wait, what does it mean? Yeah, none of the above. All right. So we got Marv. Hello, Marv. Marv says 392. Okay. Von Yvonne says 168. Okay. Make sure we're combining everything. And this is a 14 that's in there. Okay. All right. Any other takers? What do we got? So you got your 7 times 8 plus your 3 times 8 times 14. And so far we have 2 people that responds. Okay, thank you for sharing live. Okay, so Leanne's saying C. Veronica is saying the 392. Okay. Michael's saying 393 minus 1. Hey, we got to get those doubles in there. Mary B saying C. Hey, Bundles of Blessings saying C. Okay, Creation is saying A. Let's slide it over. Okay. You meant B, okay. All right, so let's take a little gander here. So we have 7 times 8. So last time check, 7 times 8 will give me 56. Now we have 3 times 8 times 14. I know that 3 times 8, that gives me 24. And then I have to multiply that 24 by 14. Just with this alone, and I know I'm going to have to add 56 to it, but just with this alone, I know for sure it's going to be more than 84. So that's done. I know it's going to be more than 196. You know, just with the 24 times the 14, that gives me 336. Okay? So just with that alone, if I can just do the multiplication with this, and I know I'm going to add 56 to it, I know it's definitely going to be more than in the hundreds. So with adding the 56, it will give me C, my 392. Okay? All right. So next one up. We're going to simplify. And I keep getting people saying, I don't know what the difference between simplifying and solving. Solving will actually have an equal sign. Okay? But if you don't have an equal sign, that means you are simplifying. You're making things smaller. Something like I'm trying to make my waist, right? So we got to do some training to it. So in order for you to do this, you're going to have to remember your please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. All right. So we already have one person that's saying 75. Okay. Hey, C4. That's what you thought? Yes. See. All right. So Marv is saying C. Okay. Is it Wolvie? Saying C. Okay. We got C. We got C. Bundles of Blessings, Just DJ 28, Leanne saying C, Michael saying C, B White 2, would I ever need to simplify? Why would you ever need to simplify? Okay, keep living a chaotic life. Hey-o! So then we have C4, you're saying C. Kaya, how are you? You're saying C. Hello, nurse, how are you doing? Okay, Mary Bry? Saying C. Okay, you're saying 135. There you go. Lovely. Yes, Janice, you're saying C. Hey, Tori, how are you? Welcome back. All right, so it is our lovely C. Now, this is how we break it on down. First, we do what's inside the parentheses. Okay, let me see if I can zoom in just a little bit for you guys. So, inside the parentheses, we are not doing 6 plus 9. Remember, Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally from left to right. Okay? Multiplication and division always comes before addition and subtraction. So that's why you have your 9 divided by 3. So that means you have your 6 plus 3, which will give us our 9. Now, here's the thing. We're taking 675 and we're dividing it by 9. Right away, I'm getting rid of D. I'm getting rid of B. Okay? I mean, if I'm having 675 divided by 9, I know for a fact 15 is just not going to be in the play either. All right? So if you want to play around with everything else, you can definitely do it. Plus, it ends with 75. So if we do all this, we will get our 75. So we want to get that process of elimination. Okay? We definitely want to get that process of elimination. All right? So we're at 3.5. I'm going to have to start bringing out a piece of paper and start covering because we need to leave some taps. There's almost 200 people in here, so let's get it and let's go. So I'm going to cover up this part, but I am going to leave up number 3. All right, so number 3, let's see if we can do this. Let me unzoom a little bit so you can see all the choices. Okay, that should be it right there. Okay. I know. It gets crazy in here, girl. All right, so Leanne, we got a B. Well, we got B. Zeb, we got E. Okay. Michael, we got E. Okay. Kai said E. Bundles of Blessings, E. All right, so we got choice between B and E. Ooh. Okay. Oh, switching over to the E. Okay. Okay. Can I zoom in a little bit? All right. No idea? All right, I got you, B White. Not a problem. Yep. Oh, C was out of frame. Oops. Oops. Got all kinds of stuff popping up on here. Okay. Nope, E is your final choice. Okay. What does NOT? None of the above. I know, it's so inventive, right? Multiply exponents. Okay. I like that. Okay, we still got some competition between C's and E's. I know, right? All right, so Michael is saying 16x to the 4th, y to the 6th. There's no answer, saying E. All right, so when we're coming down to it, we have, let me rewrite it, 4x squared, y to the 3rd, and that's being squared. So basically, everything inside this parenthesis is being raised to the 2nd power, including the 4. So if you want to take it step by step, you can say, all right, the 4 is being squared. Okay, the x squared is being squared. The y cubed is also being squared. Okay, sometimes people see it better when we break it all the way down. So now, 4 squared. Remember, 4 squared is the same as saying 4 times 4, not 4 times 2. That's not a whole number. That's an exponent. So 4 times 4 gives me 16. So right away, A is out, C is out, and now we got it down to B, D, or possibly E. So now we're going to go to the 2 oh, sorry, to the x squared raised to the second power. And I forgot who said it. I think it was Mariah. Let me give credit when credit's due. Wolvie, okay, said that you're going to multiply your exponents, and that is correct. When you see an exponent being broken in half by a parenthesis and raised to another exponent, you multiply them. So that gives us our 16x to the fourth, and the same thing you're going to do with the y's, which gives me y to the sixth. So if I take a look, oh, that has y to the fifth. That's not it. Okay, this has y to the third and x squared. Yep, that's not it. So the only thing that works is nada. Spelled incorrectly, but here we are. Okay. So it would be E. Yes. Okay. All right, it's okay. Answer beachside. Matches with the multiples. Okay. Hey, Danny. I remember my math. Good job. All right. Miss me? I know. All right, what do we got? Guys, do you hate me? No, I mean, I know we're only here for a couple of minutes, but there's over 200 people here. Do not be selfish with your love. I know you just got here. Yes. You're in college, you had trouble with... Yes, well, don't worry. We're going to help break it down. Okay, we just started. Let's see if we can tap to, like, say 10. Can we get 10? Need to brush up? Hey, you're in the right spot. So while you guys are tapping, I'm going to let you know. One, hi, my name is Audrey. Okay, I have been tutoring for going on 6 years, was a classroom teacher for 22 years, and I decided, a lot of my students need help with basic concepts. Then I started seeing a pattern. A lot of the parents are the ones that are just like, yeah, I've never been good at math, so yeah, that's not my thing. And I figure, you know what, in order to help with this whole thing called math phobia, and to really show people that, yes, you can do math, I decided to come here on TikTok and just break down concepts step by step. So in addition to all this, I also have notebooks, I also have courses, and I have a tutoring service. So I'm here to kind of break down concepts. So if you're a type of person that math was never your thing, you're in the right live. If you're currently going to, say, college algebra or maybe an intermediate algebra class and you just don't know what's going on in that class and you need someone to break it down, you're in the right live. If you just like math and you just need something, a break from craziness of society, and you just want to do something nice and calming, like math, this is the live for you. And if you just want to hear a crazy black person going nuts, hey, this is the live for you. So we try to have a little bit of fun in here, all right? Sometimes I make it a little bit much. Okay. All right, so let's go to number 4. And someone said it earlier. Yes, foiling. Okay, so let me zoom in so you can see all the funness that's going on in here. So we have 3x minus 2 times 4x plus 1. Let me see your FOIL action. Go ahead. Kai's like, boom, D, Audrey, I got this. Hands down. Okay, you have to get my book? Yes, it's here. I'm not sure if it's on, I don't know if it helps with the capital A, because it is, A days or prime days or whatever it is. But we got this. All right, Johnny Boy saying D. Michael saying D. Okay, Wolvie saying N-O-T-A-D. Michael switching up, said, what's B? What's B? All right, Bundle's saying D. Wolvie's saying D. Wait, I'm waiting, Brian. Don't worry. Can I zoom out? Sure. I know we're going to be doing all this. That's the one thing. Like, I tried to bring a different element in here, but the zoom, man. The zoom. I feel like you're in Willy Wonka's. Okay. They're out of frame. Okay. We got D. Is that my new friend Marvin? Okay, so Brian, because negative 8x versus positive 3x is negative 8, so D. Answer just DJ saying D. I do the problems in smaller boxes. I would, but I'd take them off the internet. My life is too crazy. I had 6 tutoring sessions today. I've been running around like a mad woman since 8:30 this morning. Hi. Didn't I tell you I'm going to be crazy today? I know it's too small. I know. You just guys got to zoom on your things. Okay. Yes, it's me. Hi. All right. C. J is saying C. JC. Michael's saying D is final answer. We got B. So we got competition between B, C, and D. All right. Well, let's take again there. All right. So let me rewrite over here. So we have 3x minus 2. And we have 4x plus 1. So if we were to do distributive property, because you can do that, you can do distributive property or you can do box method. Okay, everyone's like, well, FOIL. FOIL is distributive property, my dears. All right, because when you do FOIL, you're taking your first term of your first parenthesis and you are distributing to everything in the second parenthesis. Okay, so when you distribute, you're multiplying. 3x times 4x. 3 times 4, that gives me 12. X times x, that gives me x squared. Now, if I'm taking the GED, ASVAB, AccuPlacer, any of those crazy little tests that we're talking about, after I do this, I'm immediately going to my answer choices. So if I see anything besides an x squared, 12x squared, I'm getting rid of it. Like C, done. Okay? So right now, C is the only option that I have to get rid of because all of them have a 12x squared. So now, let me distribute the 3x to the 1. So 3x times 1, that gives me a positive 3x. Now, I'm going to grab my pens. I'm going to take this negative 2. Okay, that minus sign acts as a negative. I'm going to take that negative 2 and I'm going to distribute to everything in that second parenthesis. Okay, so negative 2 times 4, that gives me a negative 8x. So when I see this, immediately, I'm telling you, I'm going to combine these two because I know these are my like terms. So 3x minus 8x, that gives me a negative 5x. So I know my leading is 12x squared. Now I'm looking at the answer choices to see which one will give me a negative 5x. So I come over, our choices was A, B, and D. The only one that has a negative 5x is D. That's my answer. It's D. And they're like, well, you want to double check. Okay, not a problem. Because really, they're not doing that too deep. If the first two numbers are working, that last one's going to work. Trust me, when these people do these standardized tests, they're not trying to overly trick you because that's more work for them too. They want to screw you over either with the first number or the second number. It's never going to be both or all three. Okay? So, but if you want to finish it out, you got negative 2 times 1. That gives you a negative 2. Guess what, boo-boo? Bam, it's still here. It's still D. Okay? So, Here, exactly, Liz. When it comes to these assessments, even the ones that are going into nursing and you're trying to take your tests, guys, they don't care about the work. They just care. Did you pick A, B, C, D, or E? That's all they care about. Okay? So we just have to get right down to the nitty of the gritty. Okay, so 2 plus 2 is 4. Good. So you're not doing math in the summer? Hey, that's fine. But yet, I drew you in, Gabe. Was it my voice? Was it my hands? Was it the math that just brought you in here? Because you could have easily scrolled. But no, something about me that drew you in and you had to write a comment and say, I'm not doing math in the summer. But you know you want to, boo. Ah, I love it. Okay, what does E stand for? None of the above. I know, right? I know. I'm crazy. So, I'm doing math at this time of night. Okay, so here we go. We got 18.8. Can we make it 20? Can we make it 20 a little bit, tippy tap? Can we make it on 20? All right. Oops. Okay. All right. Almost there, almost there, almost there. Sticky Beans. That's an interesting name. I love math. I volunteered as a GE math tutor. Oh, what was it, engineering school? Yes. Trust me. How many lives have you really just brought goodness out to them? So many. Okay. I still don't get algebra. Not a problem, Rach, you're in the right life. What we do here is we try to keep it simple. Okay, we're just trying to keep it simple. I'm not trying to have you go back to PTSD, like, oh, high school, oh my God, math. No, it's okay, all right? Bedtime math. Yeah, just to see what you can remember, right? We're just going to take it a time, old school. Yes, Dave squared. I see you. David. Here we go. All right, thank you so much for the 20. Let's go. So here, I'll try to rewrite it. Maybe that might help a little bit. So we have 4xy squared raised to the negative third power. Ooh, what is that? So that's number 5. To the negative third power. And let me unzoom a little bit so you can possibly see some of the answer choices. See if I can raise it up a little bit. There we go. Okay. All right. So Jaden is saying 1 over 64x cubed y to the 6. Hello, Tiny. Thank you for the follow. Brenda's saying 16x to the 4th. User QT, how are you? You're saying negative 64 over x cubed y to the negative 6. Okay. You did that math in 1978? Yes. I was actually around. There we go. Might have been in the same class. Oh, God. So Marvin's saying C, Zeb C, Sticky Bean C, Marvin C, Michael likes C. Kaya's saying A. Okay, following the... Yes, thank you, Clarence. Okay. Is it Elena or Elanis? Wish I could see the live again in the morning. I have to go to bed. Not a problem. Yes, you can see the live again. You think I would just do this one time? Oh, no, my love. We can't do that to you. All right. So if you go here, because I can't say the words because they'll shut my live down, you can go here, look up here, and just go ahead and subscribe. Let me slide that over a little bit. Okay? Free subscriptions. I'm not boozy yet, so hey. But this is where you can go. All of my lives are listed there. All of them since February the 2nd. So if anybody's like, ooh, I need some math stuff, you just want to get a little fix, go ahead. Go happen over here, okay? Type in my name and right there and Have fun watching. Okay? Not a problem. Trust me, I understand. I should be in bed too, but here I am. All right, so I'm seeing a few D's. I'm seeing some E's. Not a problem. Not a problem. And also, there's going to be another announcement because I need to fill up my July schedules. So something that can be beneficial for those people that are currently taking college algebra that need some assistance, that are currently maybe even taking ASVAB or GED or something that just needs a little help, okay? But I'm going to talk about that in a few. All right, so first thing, we have a negative exponent out here, okay? So that means if I distribute or multiply, that negative exponent, everything in here is going to have a negative exponent. So when we have a negative exponent, we got to do the flip, okay? So right now, all of this is being raised to the first power, or all over 1. So sorry. It's being over 1. Okay? Anytime you have a whole number and you're not going to ruin the value of the number, you put it over 1. But now that we have a negative exponent, in order to make it positive, you have to flip it or drop it down in the denominator. And what's in the denominator is going to flip up top to the numerator. AKA, it's going to be 1 over, we have 4x, y to the second, but this time it's raised to the third power. Okay, the reciprocal. There you go. The reciprocal. All right. So do you help people get certified in, and something's in my way. I have to wait till another response comes in here so it can raise up. I wish I can get this. There we go. People get certified in math. I can help with the praxis. I mean, I can't physically do it for you, but Okay. Hello, good evening. Surprised myself with that term. There you go. You did? I shocked myself. Okay, on your way to work. Alrighty. So now that we have everything to a positive, we're going to keep that 1, and you're raising everything inside this parenthesis to the third power. That includes the 4. A lot of people forget the 4. And if you notice, they also put it as one of our solutions with just the 4. So now, 4 to the third power, that's not 12. That's 4 times 4 times 4. And that will give me my 64. X is being raised to the third power, so that's x cubed. And my y squared is being raised to the third power. Remember, it's being separated by parentheses, so you're multiplying. So this will be y to the 6th. So 1 over 64, x cubed, y to the 6th, option C. Okay, so the leading coefficient isn't negative, the exponent was. Okay, so when you do the reciprocal, it flips it from negative to positive. Okay. All right, well, thanks for sharing the lives. There you go. Well, we started. But here we go with number 6. We talked about this one. I want to say yesterday, if not yesterday, the day before. Okay, saying A, use a cute day, saying A, it's a mink. Tamnik. Oh, wait. Okay, that's A. Zeb saying A. Michael R saying A. Is that Lorik? saying A. The me saying A. Okay, bundles of blessings saying A. Okay. Your name? Okay. Okay. All right, there we go. All right. So, Leanne saying A. Yes, Brenda. There you go. The difference of squares. I was just about to say that. So, everything is like exactly the same. The only thing that's different is the signage. One's negative and one's positive. So, when we notice that we have two of the same things and the signs are different, that means the middle term, if we do distributive property, will cancel out. Okay? So just in case you don't believe me, let me do my distributive property so you can see. So you have your x squared, then you have your plus 4x, then you distribute the negative 4, so you get your negative 4x minus 16. Right here in the center, that's your like terms. One's positive and one's negative. So if you have $4 and you spent $4, you broke. Just like me, okay? So that will cancel out and to give you 0. There is no x left over. A lot of people have a tendency to do that. You know that the 4's cancel out, but yet you leave an x behind. No, it's gone, okay? Everything's gone. You only have $4. All you have now is dust in the wind. That's it, okay? You got no, oh, I wish I had more money. Yeah, you don't have any, okay? So that's all you have is x squared minus 16. So that's why the answer choice is A. So if you notice, it's exactly the same except for the signs are different. This is what's called the difference of squares. Okay? 4 times 4, that's one of our perfect squares. Okay? Explain the reason as to why we multiply the exponents of the variables? Sure. Okay? So if I had, let me use a different color so you can see it a lot better. I'm going to stick right here. So if I had x squared raised to, let's say, the third power, okay, just like how we had earlier. X squared is my base. If I expand it, it's going to look like this. X squared times x squared times x squared. This base of x squared is being multiplied to itself 3 times. So when you're multiplying, you're basically adding the exponents. Because if I really want to extend this out, x squared is the same as saying x times x. So that means times x times x times x times x. So now, how many x's do you have? You have 6 of them. So instead of doing all of this loveliness, you'll just say that 2 times 3 will give us our 6. Yep, there you go. Not a problem. Not a problem. All right. Okay. So go ahead and tap up. Let's see. I'm going to adjust myself a little bit. So my papers won't fly away. All right. I know this is going to be small, but while you guys are tapping up, like I said, I want to fill up my July calendar. All right. So we roughly have, especially those that are like taking like college courses and all that stuff, we roughly have like 3.5 weeks left. So if you are currently enrolled in a college course, or maybe you're a high school student that's doing credit recovery, All right, if you're doing college algebra, maybe those intermediate algebra classes, because a lot of final exams are coming up. I think the 30th or the 31st, okay? If you're doing any kind of prep class, or if you have people that graduated from 8th grade, they're going into high school, maybe they have something called summer reading packets, and they're just letting it manifest in their book bags. Yeah, hoping that it's just going to magically become completely done, but they're going to wait until like the last day of summer to complete it. How about let's not do that, right? How about you contacting me? Because the month of July, I am doing a major sale. My sessions are usually $87, and hopefully you can see I'm worth every lovely penny of it. But I understand things are getting tight, things getting not so right, so this is what I'm doing. I am actually dropping it down just for the month of July. So don't come to me August 1st and like, oh, Miss Audrey, I'm going to tell you no, okay? So $45, either for a one-to-one or a pairing. That means two people during one session. My sessions are usually an hour long, okay? Or if you know there's a group of you guys, okay? So a group up to 3 to 5 people. I don't like to have huge groups. I like people to be able to voice their opinions, to say what they need to say. But as long as it's math, we're good to go, okay? So anything 3 to 5 persons groups, I will charge $37 per person, okay? And that, as I said, it's up to an hour-long session. We're working basically on your content for your finals. We can work on your homework assignment. We can work on a quiz, whatever you need to work on. Okay, all you have to do is just take pictures of what the work that you need to be done, and then you submit it to me, and I'll set everything up. We sit down on a Zoom call, and we get it done. So if you're one of those people that are like, I'm failing, but I'm like, oh, what are you doing? Oh, I'm still seeing my teacher, but you're still failing. That's called insanity, all right? When you're constantly doing the same thing and hoping for a different result, yeah, let's switch it up, okay? So if you need assistance, make sure you reach out to me, DM me, and let's get it going. All right, enough of that. Thank you, Jess. Christmas in July, there it is. Let's go. So if you want it, let's go, all right? Not a problem. Please show my paper again. Pay more attention in high school. I should do well when I tried. See? And that's fine. Okay. All right. Trying to see what paper again. Okay. So now, so you need that one-on-one. Let's go. Call me up. Call it up. All right. So this is it. Find the equation that best represents the following word problem. So I'll read it for you because I know it's kind of small. Okay, in a certain freshman class, the number of girls is 83 less than twice the number of boys. The total number of students in that freshman class is 259. How many boys and girls are in the class? So they don't want you to solve. They want you to fill out the equation. Okay, so I'll read it again. In a certain freshman class, the number of girls is 83 less than twice the number of boys. That's boys is using B, girls is using something else. Okay, the total number of students in that freshman class is 259. How many boys and girls are in that class? Yep, and all the answer choices are right in front of you. Should be within the screenshot. All right, so I'm seeing some B's, washing dishes. I'm just like a teen, yeah. So I have some B's. Okay, Melody saying B, Mixie saying B. I don't know what that symbol is. B, I think. Okay, all right, good. Rascal saying E, Bundles saying B, Nikki saying B, Marvin saying B, Rascal saying E. All right. User saying A, Sasha saying B. Okay, so I see overalls of B's. one person with the E. User, all of that, is saying A. Sasha saying B. Okay. One's like, I don't know. Good. No wait. Okay, Sasha, waiting. Okay, got some question marks. All right. I'm seeing some C's. Okay, please zoom out. Can you zoom out? Okay, user Qt saying B. Good, okay. You're with the question marks, DJ? All right. I'm waiting, not a problem. Okay, so you're guessing B. Okay, so I'm seeing a C or B. Okay. Afraid to make a little decision. Okay, so you're saying none yet? All right. Rascal's like, I'm sticking to my answer. David Square saying D. Oh, I thought, is that Enqueta? Saying B. All right, so let's take a look. So first off, they say the number of girls is 83 less than twice the number of boys. Okay, so 83 less than subtraction, twice multiplication, the number of boys. So I know 2B is definitely involved. D is not an option because they didn't mention the 83 less than. So D is out. Okay. So now we need the 83 less than twice the number of boys. So this one is taking the 83 not from the boys, but from the total number of students. This one, it's not saying 83 is less than. This one is saying that the 2B, the twice number of boys, is less than. That's not it. So C is out. Whereas this one is saying that, okay, my 83 is less than, so the 83 is going to carry the negative, twice the number of boys, so that's 2B. And they said the total number of students, that freshman class. So this part right here, if I may, is representing the girls. Okay? That 2B minus 83, that's representing the girls. If we do the boys plus the girls, it will give us our 259. Answer choice is B. Okay. Almost. Good. Okay. You was right. You were like B, C. It's almost like when we were back in school. Remember we used to do this during our tests? Anybody remember those? The true false? I think the answer is true. Not a problem. Not a problem. Yo, of course, we got more. Definitely. I mean, those are the things that used to save us. Okay, it would be helpful, but again, didn't make this test. Didn't make it. It would be helpful, but you know, they're not going to try to help you completely out. Okay, gives you so many tests, which is good to a point. But sometimes you just need to breathe. All right, so now let me zoom in a little bit. So we're going into factoring. Okay, see if you guys can factor this out. Okay, 6x squared minus 13x minus 5. Okay, use whichever method makes you happy. I know that I showed a couple. Okay. Hi, God is good. How are you? Okay, let's see what you guys can come up with. Drawing a blank. Okay. Okay, so we have a few. Let me start from the very beginning. Then Angel Lee, same B. Oops, sorry. See what happens when I take my hand off stuff. Dima, same B. JB, same B. Yusakute, same B. Sonami, same B. I'm drawing a blank. That's okay, Danny. You know, just do your best. McKenna, same B. Michael, same B. Marvin's B. User, all of that, same B. Just B. Okay. This math is really easy. Hey, good. Good. Because remember, everyone has at different levels. You know, I focus a lot on building people up. Okay, I focus a lot on building people up. A lot of people will think that this is like the spawn of Satan. So I try to just say, but it may have horns, but look at the wings. It has potential, right? So that's basically what I do. All right, so Big Al saying guessing B. Robert saying B. Just DJ saying B. Kai saying B. Bundles of Blessings B. Do you teach medical math at all? I don't really do the diagnosis calculations, but there is someone, if you follow a blessed RN, she does doses calculations. But if you need help with the algebra part of the nursing test, that's what I'm helping a lot of people out with lately. Okay. You. Okay, I'm stuck because lost with the negative 13. Okay. You like dosage? Yeah. So that will definitely be a blessed RN. Okay. Demonstrate the first one. Nope, I didn't demonstrate. I did it already. Yep, that's all we needed. We just need the equation. Yes, this is very true. Okay. Answer choice, if that helps. B. Okay, first time watch. I'll be back again. Definitely. Yes. Appreciate you. Okay. Boom. All right. So, here's the secret. Ready? Now, we know if I multiply the middle terms and try to add them together, I want to see which one is going to give me this middle term. I could do the distributive property. As you notice, all of them, if I distribute the first term, will be 6x squared. Even if I take the trick of multiplying the last two terms, all of them will give me a negative 5. So they're being a little slick with this. But here's the thing. I need to multiply the center and the last and then add them together. So if I multiply 1 and 2, I get 2x. If I multiply 3x and negative 5, I get negative 15. So if I do 2x plus a negative 15x, that will give me my negative 13x. So answer choice will be B. So instead of you sitting there doing the distributive property for all of them, just multiply the center two, then multiply the last two, and then add those two bad boys up. And take a look to see which one will match your middle term. Okay. All right. So, because remember, the reason why I showed that, normally if I'm in the classroom, I'm like, yes, I want you to distribute. I want you to do all that. Go ahead and figure it out. The reason why I do that is because this is a timed test. GED, ASVAB, Accuplacer. And here's the sad part. The GED and the ASVAB, you can't use a calculator. So if you're trying to do any of these with the calculator, you're getting yourself accustomed to use a calculator. And then when it's time for you to take the test, you're going to have the shock of your life when they're like, oh, they give you this whiteboard for you to do your work on. And you're like, why can't I have a calculator? Nope. Okay, so we're going to have to figure out certain ways to, one, reach your correct answer, as well as do it in a time, because you're going to be given roughly, I think it was like 2 minutes and 15, no, I lied, 1 minute and 15 seconds per problem, okay, depending on how things go. If you get your answer in less than a minute, think about all that extra time you can put onto those problems that you have to sit down and read. Okay, so this is why I do what I do. All right, so we can kind of get that. All right, awesome. So much easier. Okay, awesome. Could this also be a possible answer? If it was one of the types, yes, but it's not one of the types, bundles. Okay. You're so far off. Okay. That's okay. Because you got to stop and think, like, how long has it been since you've seen this? Hey, Lynette. Welcome. All right. Now, number 9. Okay, number 9. So we're saying which of the following equals a negative number? Okay, so that means we got to figure out our integers. Okay, we got to figure out our integers. Is it A? Is it B? Is it C? Is it D? Is it E? Okay, so I got B's. I got Kai with a B. I got user Qt, got a B. Lorique, I got a B. Leanna got a B, JB B, Angel B, Bundles B, Macon D, just DJ B, Lynette B, okay, Candy B, Michael R B, Swan B. We got B's for days, JMB, JMB. All right, Butterfly B, Robert B, Marvin B, David Squared. But in the real world, you're not going to use it. I know. Okay, Caitlin B. Guessing B, Big Al. Okay. Amy, you're not stupid. Okay? You're not. Trust me, I'll be the first person to let you know. And we just met. So you're not. Okay, thanks, Q. I need for you to rearrange that. All right, mindfulness, girlfriend. Mindfulness. We got this. All right, so B, yes. Caitlin, yes. All right, so let's take a look, okay? First off, from my lovely E's, we know C is not an option. All right, come on. Positive and positive. We're done. All right, so when it comes down to E, when you minus a negative, it turns positive. So that's done. Now over here, we have 5 plus a negative 9. And so far, I'm like, hey, that's negative 4. Ooh, that might be it. But then, that negative 4, we got to add to the 4. Because remember, we got to go from left to right. Okay? PEMDAS. It's forever in your brain. You remember, I'm telling you, so many people, I'll ask them, what's a negative times a negative? They'll be like, oh, positive. But when it comes to applying it, it just doesn't register. It always, like, you know to memorize phrases, but when it comes to the application, that's when everything gets kind of crazy. So you really have a negative 4 plus 4. That gives me 0. You owed me $4. You paid me $4. We're at peace now because I got my money. All right? You don't owe me anything. Here, what's bigger? The 9 is bigger. So opposite signs mean I'm going to subtract, and I'm going to take the sign of the largest number. That's why it is B. Negative 9, you owe me $9. You paid me $5. but you owe me $4. Give me my money. Empty out them pockets. No, I'm just kidding. All right, sorry. All right. All right. This is college algebra or high school algebra. It's the same. It's the same. Believe it or not, it is the same. Yes. So, Amy, definitely change that, okay? Well, you and I, we both got to manifest positivity, man. All right? Just because we weren't coming out the womb calculating. Did we? No. We were like, what's this? Oh, it's called the finger. Yay! That's all we did, okay? Don't let life drag you down. We're not doing that. All right. So, all right, you got it. Good. Okay. So look, like we're just going through this. Now this one, woohoo! This is fun. Okay, we have something there. Okay, solving a system of equations. Now this is a question everybody always asks. When am I ever going to use this in real life? Well, if you're a business person, if you are organizing for a party, if you just do regular old shopping every day, you know, if you're used to be one of those Target type people or Walmart type people that you went shopping all the time, you do this all the time. Even if you're like me, flea market, you know, consignment shops, let me see what you got, boo. You're always doing comparison. You're always comparing something, especially we as women. We compare all the time. Oh, look at her hair. Look at her eyebrows. Look at her lipstick. Look at her lips. Oh my God, look at those shoes. We do it all the time. And we compare what shoes would go with what shirt. Oh, that outfit looks good with that. Oh, I wish I could get a pixie cut. Maybe I should get bangs. Maybe I shouldn't get bangs. Yeah, this is what we think about all the time. All right. So when it comes to a system of equation, we need to know which combination is going to fit in both equations. So I like to go pretty wild. So I would say, all right, let me pick C, 2 and -3. So when I got an X, I'm putting a 2 in. When I got a Y, I put a -3 in. So if I do 3 times 2, that will give me 6. Plus 4 times -3, that will give me a -12. Last time I checked, 6 plus -12, that gives me a -6. They're saying it should equal 11. So, nope. All right. I'm noticing that A and D are basically the same except for one of them is negative. Well, let me try it again. Let me see if I do 3 times 1 plus 4 times 2. All right, well, this is 3. This is 8. That does give me 11. But does it work for the second equation? Well, let's see. Let me change colors so we can tell. So the X is 1 minus 2 times my Y, which is 2. So we got 1 minus 4. That gives me a -3. It worked for both of them. They're like, but what happens if something else? No. But what happens if it? No. But what if? You're thinking too much. Guys, we live in a society where the top 1% of our society were high school and college dropouts. They ain't doing that much. They ain't digging that deep. All right? Plug in and see which works. Okay? Come on now. All right. I'm sorry, Tiara. Sorry, I had it over to the side. All right? So, come on. Y'all digging too deep. All right? Okay. Because sometimes when you stop and think about it, you're like, wait a minute. The top 1%, if you do their research, almost every one of them, high school or college dropout. Meanwhile, I'm over here with a master's degree trying to figure my damn life out. Trying to talk myself off the edge each and every blessed day. And I got a master's degree. It's cracking me up. Right? Exactly. Stop overthinking. Who? Us? All the time. All the time, Bobos. Yes. And Big L, you got me in your life, dude. This is it. We're stuck like Chuck. This is it. All right. Oh, good. Yeah, that's what it is. It's craziness. All right, here we go. All right, factoring. Okay, let me write this bigger because even I'm starting to get a headache. So 25x squared minus 16y squared. Okay, that looks somewhat familiar. Why does it look a little familiar? You want me to zoom out now? All right, okay. Just trying to help a little bit. Okay, so what would that be factored? All right, Allison, yay! I love women like that. Dropped down to 7th grade, sadly. Got my GED 3 years ago. So now I'm going for my associates. You know what? Go, girl. That's why I love Leanne. That's what I'm talking about. Doing it. Doing it, girl. Enjoyable? Of course. Delilah, come on. Life is too damn short. I mean, it's taking me some time. I'm not going to sit here and say I don't have my sad moments. That would be a dead lie. But look, we're sitting here doing math, and it is like 10:39 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Seriously? If we ain't going to have fun with this, I don't know what else we should be doing. All right. I do private sessions. Yes, I do, my queen. Go ahead. I have openings. Let's go. Let's fill up my July. All right. Yeah, Lynette, she's over here doing midnight math. She's like on the other side of the world in California, but she always gets us in East Coast, and she's going to go on in about next hour and a half. You change it to C, okay? So can we do it soon? Yes, we can. Just go ahead and message me. Message me, and we'll get ourselves situated. All right. It's time for the yes. Yep. Same as ASVAB. Hey, if anything, because Jess, you're doing ASVAB too, right? I was like, maybe we could even do a group rate. Never knew. Let's see. Okay. Well, you won't be able to see. I won't be able to see if you send me a math problem right now because it's going to be all kinds of crazy. I can probably, if you send it to me, it's going to be after the live. All right. Okay. First stumbled upon here, I saw you as my holy grail. Oh, thank you, Sasha. What state am I in? I'm in Maryland. All right. So I'm noticing 25 and 16. Knowing my magical math, these are perfect squares. My x is a square. My y is squared. So all of this, and there's a minus sign, this is the difference of squares. So that means I can split these bad boys up. So if I come here and I come here. So square root of 25 will give me 5. 5 times 5 gives me 25. X times x gives me x squared. Y times y gives me y squared. 4 times 4 gives me 16. But I need a negative 16. So that means I need to make one of my parentheses positive and the other one negative. Okay? So it's not going to be A. A is saying that both of the signs are going to be the same. Don't do that. Okay? You notice that there are a difference of squares, which is awesome, but it's never going to be the same sign. Difference of squares will always give you two parentheses One's going to be positive and one's going to be negative. So your answer choice is going to be C. Okay. Yep, it isn't D. Yeah, that's insane. Yes. D isn't the same answer because this, and I think it's probably a little blurry, this says 8y. Okay. 2 and 8, it's not going to cancel because then my middle's not going to cancel out. Okay. This is actually giving me a third term. Meaning, if I did this distributive property, I have 25x squared. Then I have minus 40xy because I distribute the 5x to the negative 8y. Then I distribute the 2y. So this will give me plus 10xy minus 16y squared. It gives me the ends, but look here in the middle. I got like terms. So negative 40 plus 10, that will give me a negative 30 xy. Okay. When you take your T's test? Oh yeah, when you're taking your T's test. All right, so don't fear the mathematics. The 16th? Okay. Now, if you need to brush up on anything, let me know. Okay? If you just want to have like a quick session, let me know. Guys, just let me know. I know you're trying to I'm trying to get as much as I can for free, Miss Audrey, I swear. And I'm like, I get it. Trust me, I get it. But at the same time, wouldn't it be nice to know that, yes, okay, I know what I'm doing. I'm getting a lot of feedback. All right, awesome. All right. None of the above. I know. All right, so if you do, go ahead, message me. Okay, message me so I can get you the Zoom link and we'll do all that. All right. Can we work on direct variation one day? We can. We can. So that's basically like slope. Okay. You love brain food? Let's do a surge of like on the live. Yes, thank you. Hey, Ann, how are you? All right. So as you guys are tapping, let's see if we can. There's 117 of us. Okay, I'm seeing a little bit of heartbeats. Let's revive. Let's clear it up. Let's revive this live. Let's go. Let's pump some life into it. All right. I know. I'm trying. Clear, right? Jolt. Almost fell out of my chair right there. At least I said that. So again, all right, there's a couple of things. So I will show this. One, okay, just for the month of July, because most of you guys are taking your final exam either the 30th or the 31st. This is how I know, because I'll be stalking you people. Okay, especially my nurses, people that are taking college algebra, the community college, everyone is starting to close up. So right now, if you failed your final, okay, you don't have to put it in the chat. You're just like, oh my God, Audrey, I did. All right. But you need your final exam. You failed, not your final, your midterm. And you need your final exam. Let's look at some of those homework assignments. Let's try to get you comfortable. See, here's my thing, people. Even though I'm doing this, as you can probably see, even though I'm doing all of this price-wise and everything like that, the whole gist of all this is I want you to be able to be the great person that you want to be. And right now, math is standing in the way. So why not get someone that's going to tell you straight off, yes, you're doing good. Okay, you're not doing so well, but this is what you need to do. And actually cut right to the nitty of the gritty. I know some math people are just like, Audrey, you really should be talking about the history of math and all that. Dude, we're trying to pass a test. like right now, we don't really, no, we don't care. Okay, we just really want to get to the nitty of the gritty. And some of the stuff that you're bringing up to me, I'm like, I can show you as quick and as easy for you to understand it and to apply it. Okay, so then it'll be consistent. So if you need that, okay, you need that. So I'm talking about GED. I'm talking about ASVAB. I'm talking about AccuPlacer. I'm talking about the variations of T-test or variations of GED. Maybe you're also a high school student that is going to be going into needs credit recovery. There's some people that are doing that. There's some people that are doing, what do you call it? Have a summer reading, okay, packets. Don't wait until like next month to start doing your packets. We could probably bang those things out in maybe like 2 sessions. Okay, that's how quick and easy I get things done. All right, so you can enjoy the rest of your summer. So I'm just saying for July, hey, $42, you can't go wrong. Once August 1st hits up, it goes right back to $87. Okay, because I'm worth every penny. But because you guys helped me out when I needed a little assistance, and you guys are constantly coming to these lives, boom, I want to help you out as much as possible. All right, so if we need to make this into like a small group thing, we can do that to keep the costs low. But here's the thing, I want to fill up my July. So pass the word on. Okay, there we go. All right, thank y'all. All right, so how we're doing? Yep, we can do it for ASVAB. We can do it for GED. We can do it for your TEAS test. We can do it for college algebra, intermediate algebra. Some people call it like 082. The numbers differ for different schools. But no matter what, if you're taking a class that you're not earning credits for, but you have to take these classes in order to get to college algebra, you should be contacting me. And especially if you haven't seen math since you were a fetus and all of a sudden you want to go back to school, dude, contact me. Like, let's stop all the foolishness. Okay? It doesn't make you weak. All right? I'm not trying to steal your power away from you. I'm just really trying to provide that. Okay? All right. Okay, good. All right. But in the charter school? Yep. Yeah, charter schools, they're slightly behind. So just let me know, Sasha. So we can get you up to speed. I know I used to work at a charter school. So all this, but I'd love to hear others' experience in teaching. I feel like I'm missing a conversation. Oh, you teach kinders. I know, right? Yeah, we don't have time for that. Not for the kinders, but for the oh yeah, it's still hard. I'm not gonna sit here and take that away from you. All right. Okay. So as we are somewhat tapping, okay, so we got this. We have 2x squared plus 5x minus 3 equals 0. Okay? Let me work this one with you because I don't think we together have done factoring. And I think a lot of you guys that are taking classes have done factoring. If you see factoring on GED, that is a 4-point question. Remember, questions vary from 1 to 4. 4 is usually your linear equations, system of equations, and factoring. ASVAB, if you're seeing factoring, that means you're in your 50s. Okay? You're like in around 50, 51 type of thing. So that's high up, which is good. That's better jobs for you. That's better opportunities. So let's see how we're going to do with this opportunity. So we have 2, 5, and negative 3. The only thing that they have in common is 1. So that tells me I don't have a GCF. Okay, I don't have a greatest common factor. So we can do this one of different ways. Well, there's several ways. I like to use what's called the AC method. Ooh, handwriting is terrible. So sorry. All right. So what happens is your A is the number that's in front of your x squared, which is 2. Your B is the number that's in front of the x, which is 5. And your C is your constant, which is a negative 3. Okay. All right. So now we're going to multiply my A and my C. My A is 2. My C is negative 3. So that gives me an answer of negative 6. All right. We're going to rewrite our B, which is 5. So now this is the hardest part, okay? This is the hardest part, especially if multiplication is not your thing. But it needs to be your thing. So, what two numbers multiply will give me a negative 6 and add to give me 5? What two numbers multiplied together will give me a negative 6 and add together to give me a positive 5? Okay, it's okay, Tori. Just stick with me. Just stick with me. Breathe. Breathe. So I'm seeing 3 and 2, but 3 and 2, both of them are positive. Okay, I need to multiply to give me a negative 6. And if I said 3 and negative 2, if I add 3 and negative 2, I'm going to get a 1, and I need a 5. Okay. Oh, so Kaya and JB are saying like 6 and negative 1. There we go. Michael saying 6 and negative 1. Yes. Is it Estefani? There we go. I'm going to put it together. Estefani. With negative 1, 6. Yeah, brah. Saying negative 1, 6. Good. It's like, is it Lexa? Saying 6 and 1 and negative 6. Now, if I do 1 and negative 6, I'm going to get a negative 5. Okay. All right, so Donnie is saying it's B. All right, so let's see. All right, so since we got these factors, now I'm going to set up two ratios. And my two ratios are going to represent my two parentheses. The numbers that we found is going to go underneath. So we have 6 and we have negative 1. The numbers that we're going to use for the numerators is always going to be my A and the variable that we're using for the equation, which is, in this case, is x. So I write my A's and my x for both of my ratios. This ratio right here, I can reduce. 2, 6 can be reduced to what? 2, 6 can be reduced to what? To 1/3, to 1/3. How did I find the 6 and the 1? So I multiply 6 times negative 1 will give me negative 6. And 6 plus negative 1 will give me 5. There we go. We got our 1/3. We got our 1/3. Yes. because what 2 and 6 both have in common is a 2. So if I divide the 2 by 2, I get 1. If I divide the 6 by 2, I get 3. So that's how you get your 1/3. So that means my 2 parentheses, let me slide over to here, is going to be my 1x plus 3. My second ratio is going to represent the second parenthesis, which is 2x minus 1. Where did we get the first 6? We multiplied 2 times -3. Okay. Sure, you're welcome. So since we started off with an equals 0, that means we have an equation we need to solve. Okay? We did the factoring to help us get those 2 parentheses, to help us to get our 2 solutions. So now we need to figure out what is the values of x that's going to make these parentheses equal 0. So let's split them up. So you have x plus 3 equals 0. And you have 2x minus 1 equals 0. Okay. So, like we said, we're going to solve for x. So in order for us to solve for x, I need to isolate it. So I got to subtract 3 on both sides. So x is equal to -3. And once I see that, I'll go straight to my answer choices. Which one has -3? It has B. But here we go. Let's double check. Let's solve this side. So I want to add 1. So then I have my 2x is equal to 1. And I want to get x by itself. So if I divide both sides by 2, I got my 1/2. So that's how you know B is definitely your answer. Okay. Do you see why it's a 4-point question? Right? I know. For your eyes only, easy peasy. Okay. Now I know there's some people that are like, psh, yeah, whatever. Now, Donnie, you got to be careful. Like if you get used to the app, guess what? When you take the test, you can't use it. You can't even have your phone in the same facility. You got to check it in. Okay. Yep, you can complete the square too. Yep, you can complete the square. But remember, it's not going to equal 0 if you do completing the square. And if you ever want to know, like, what is complete the square? How do you do it? I did that before. So if anything, you can go here and here and go ahead and subscribe. We're almost at 500 people. I'm like, so fun. Okay. It's been a minute. Okay, I know. Sometimes we just gotta dust the old cobwebs a little bit. It's in there. Trust me, it is in there. All right. So let's see. We're almost at 80. I would be perfectly fine with 80. So we can do 2 more. and then we can call it a night and try to go through the whole blinding again tomorrow. I think that might be pretty good for us. All right, so let's give it a try. Let's get up to 80. Let's see if we can do that. Quick mad tap. Let's get up to 80. Let's get up to 80. Let's go. And while you are tapping, here's another commercial jingle. I think I need a jingle. All right, so if you like my notes, okay, usually I have a math notebook that I designed, and what I do is I actually have a book that I made with all of my notes. Okay, all the notes that we have done on this app since February the 2nd. Now, the one thing that makes it different about Audrey's notes is a play on Cliff Notes, is that at the bottom, we have a QR code. If you scan the QR code, it will take you directly to the YouTube video of this concept. So this one was from April the 30th. So it'll take you straight to the add, subtract, multiply, and divide decimals. So then you will actually watch me breaking it down just like we are doing here on live. Okay? All right, Marvin, thank you. Have a good night. I'll see you. So if you got all of those, it's almost like you're getting almost cheap tutoring. Right? All you have to do is just go, scan, and watch. Right? So this, I have book 4 is out and available. So books 1 through 4, you can actually go, where is it? You can just go see my click on my picture. Okay, click on this and it'll take you directly to it. Okay, my suggestion is you can buy it through me. Okay, and you'll actually see it all. Now, and the other thing is my actual notebook. Because right now I'm just doing these sheets. These are my actual notebooks. Okay, where I am going to be doing difference of squares tomorrow, or difference of cubes. So these are like my notes. So I give you a section where you have the formula, where you can do your steps. There's a mood tracker. Okay, everything that you want to do, give you room to work out problems, not only on that side, but as well as this side. Okay. And in addition to it, we have resources on the very back. Oh, this one doesn't have my thing. Oh, here it is. Okay, so remember when you guys were struggling a little bit with finding the factors? We have a factor sheet from 1 to 200. Like, this book is designed for your advanced students. We also have like your rules of integers, okay? Adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing. So like anyone that's like in post-secondary, okay? Even some high school students. We have like the order of operations. We have the properties of exponents. We have the properties of quadrilaterals. We're looking at volume and surface area. We also have the formulas for area and perimeter, and also circumference for the circles. Then on top of it, for my advancers, especially that's going into pre-calculus, you have your unit circle as well as Pythagorean theorem and SOHCAHTOA. So 100 pages of notes that you can have. I write rather large, so I know I will definitely go through like a couple of books per quarter. But if you write rather small, okay, you'll be able to fit it in a little bit. I just draw big or write big because it helps with visualization. All right. So if you need the book, send me a text. Can you send me a text instructions for tomorrow? What's the text instructions? We're just doing a phone call. Yep, just gonna call you. I thought that's what we were doing. I was like, instructions? Okay, yeah. Because I think I have your number, so I'm gonna give you a call. Yep. All right. Yes, thank you, Jess. All right. So, if anything, let's do this one more, and then we'll just call it the night. Thank you so much for the 80. I appreciate it, guys. All right, so we have another system of equations. So like we said, a system of equations is two or more equations. So they're saying if 3x plus y equals 10 and x minus 4y equals -1, then y equals blank. So we're basically trying to solve this system for y. Okay, what? It's a system of equations. Two or more equations put together. Well, right now we're doing two equations with two variables. All right. So let's take it step by step. Okay, let's do this together. We got this. So when we solve for equations, we want to eliminate. There is different ways. You can do it graphically. You can do it through substitution. But trust me, just do elimination. So much faster, so much easier. So they want us to know what y equals. So that means I want to eliminate my x's, just like in life, right? So in order for me to eliminate my x's, they have to have the same coefficient, which will be 3, but one has to be positive and the other one has to be negative. So in order for that to happen, I need to do something through multiplication, because here's my x's, right? So in order for me to change that 1x to a -3x, is I have to multiply this whole thing by -3. I can't just multiply one thing. It's almost like there's a whole party and you're like, oh, yeah, I just want to do whatever I want in someone else's party. No, you got to go with the flow. So whatever happens to one happens to all. So this is what it's going to look like. You have a -3x. You're doing distributive. So -3 times x, that's where the -3x came from. -3 times -4y, a negative times a negative gives me positive. And 3 times 4 gives me 12. Since that 4 has a y, we bring the y down. Equals, and we have to do -3 times -1. -3 times -1, that gives me a positive 3. This top equation, I'm just going to write it as is, right over top. So guess what? When I come here, I get to add these two equations together. The reason why I say that, we have a positive 3x and a -3x. If I add them together, bam, they cancel out. Okay? It's just like that old phrase, killing two birds with one stone. Why are we murdering birds? Like, just leave them alone, right? But supposedly someone just took one stone and off two birds. So we have 1 plus 12y. There's a 1y plus a 12y, so that gives me 13y. Now I'm going to add the 10 and the 3. That gives me 13. So if 13y equals 13, what would y equal? Okay. Yep. May saying 1. The answer is A. We're saying A. We're saying 1. We're saying 1. Kai saying A. Leanne saying A. Yes. Henry saying A. What's after your name, Henry? What is that? That's interesting. R-U-S? That's interesting. I'm saying 1. Okay. So it is going to be 1, which our answer choice will be A. Okay, Vienna saying 1, good. So they told us what we need to look for. We could have easily solved for X and all. No. Get right to the nitty of the gritty. If you need to solve for Y, get rid of the X's. Sometimes, just life, You want to live your life, sometimes you got to get rid of the X's, all right? So then you just do some kind of multiplication. Again, 2 birds with 1 stone. Instead of just multiplying by 3, multiply by -3. So your X's can cancel out nice and easy right here. Okay? Because you're lost? Yes. But why did I choose -3? Because if I wanted to get rid of my X's, right here, it was a positive 3X. So in order for me to do it, I need to change this X to a -3X so I can cancel them right here. That's why I chose the -3. We can. Yep, I chose the 3 to cancel out the X's. Yep, because they wanted to know what Y equaled, so why not cancel out the X's? Where did the 12 come from? When I distribute -3 times -4, and negative times a negative gives me a positive, and 3 times 4 gives me 12Y. You understand now? Okay. So it's basically like you're distributing this -3 to everything in that equation. Okay, no problem. It's called the system of equations, May. Since 11th grade? I know, right? It's like putting on hot pants or pedal pushers or culottes. I don't know if you guys are old enough for the term called culottes, but I am. No problem. I will tomorrow. Yeah, right now I'm gonna where from 2x? Where from 2x? What are you talking about? Where from 2x? All right. Okay. All right. So Mona gonna have to watch the replay. All right. So, if anything, a couple places. Go this way so you guys can see. Zoink. Okay. So again, make sure you come here if you want to watch the replay. Just give me some time to upload because for some reason it takes forever. All right, so that's one thing. The other thing here's for you guys to follow. If you want to go into nursing, you got a Blessed RN. She does the whole dosage calculations. If you need T's, ASVAB, and GED, you also have Impact Math 19. She comes on at 1 p.m. Central Time for her free business. Her evenings is the ones for subscribers. Then we have the chemistry tutor, Professor TK. She's doing a lot of great stuff over the summer. My friend Lynette, who is inside the chat, if you want to learn how to add, subtract, multiply, or divide using the abacus, not only just 1 digit, but 2 digits, and even 3 digits. She might be expanded to 4 digits knowing her. Okay, plenty of books, very interactive. Definitely go see her. She's going to be going on in about probably 45 minutes. All right. Then we have, if you have kids that are pre-K or kindergarten that needs, you're thinking about homeschooling and you just want to get some resources, you got Nancy, the online elementary tutor. I'm not sure if Robert is still here, but Robert, he's my go-to guy for AP statistics, actually calculus, AB or BC. So if you are going to be taking those courses or you're thinking about taking those courses, make sure you chit-chat with him. And he goes live at 3 o'clock, if I'm not mistaken. I want to say every day, but I want to definitely say Monday through Friday. I have to take a look. But if you're doing statistics for nursing, definitely reach out with Robert. And then we have Read Math Grow with Bridget. She does elementary, middle school kids, reading K through 8, as well as math K through 5. Okay. All right, cool. You're still here. Yay. All right, so tomorrow, what is tomorrow? Tomorrow is Thursday. So I will be, tomorrow's going to be a busy day. So tomorrow I'll be live at 1 o'clock. I'm going to be doing the sum and difference of cubes because we needed to do that. And then I'll be on again at 9:30. Pray for me because it's going to be a busy day. And then we're going to do a little bit more with this stuff, or I might actually just skip over and go straight to direct variations. I haven't decided yet, but we will see. Soon see. Okay. How long am I typical? Usually like an hour, sometimes an hour and a half. Of course, today is going a little bit long, but like roughly around that. Yeah, I try not to go too long. All right. Unless we got me on a rampage forever. Oh my goodness, that's so funny. But anyway, but if you guys need any private tutoring, do not forget, tell people. If it's you guys, don't keep it to yourself, right? If you know you're going to need some assistance, you definitely want to get some help with your current math classes. Don't hesitate. Don't wait because you're like, oh, well, I'm not. Look, just skip your lattes for 1 week. You'll be all right. And especially, this is basically giving it away, right? Because a lot of people helped me out when I needed some. That's why I'm able to do this for this month. Okay, so if you do need the assistance, take a look at your fundage, take a look at your work, and take a look at, okay, I need to get these things done in order for me to stay into this course. So let's go. Let's see what we can do. And then if you want the math notebooks, you guys know where to go. Let's go here. Okay, just click on my picture. You get all the information, or just follow me and you'll see more of the information as well. And if you just want to say, hey, I am thinking about getting my ASVAB and my GED, and I just want to take a course, they got courses all ready for you. And even there are some of them that comes with tutoring. So, nice little bargain. But I'm telling you, August 1st, everything's going right back up. So if you're going to take advantage, especially my online courses. Right now I have one at $147 and another one at $197. That's with 4 30-minute tutoring sessions. It's a bargain because August 1st, that's going up to $327. Yes, it's originally like a $500 course. You're getting like 107 different videos and practice sheets and some quizzes. And then plus you got someone that can help you along the way. So, hey, things may be cheap once in a while. Just got to learn to tackle it. All right? All right. Thank you, Robert. Thank you. All right. So, I am going to wrap up. Thank you so much. Can we make it 90? And I will be happy as I don't know what. That would be so wonderful. I know you guys have been tapping like crazy. But again, come back. Okay, come back. 1 p.m. I'll be here at 9:30. Robert, I think, is going still at 3 o'clock. Is that correct? Okay. The ASVAB course is self-paced. So it's going to be up to you. Okay? It's up to you how much work you're putting into it. But at the same time, I'm here for the support. So you're not like just by yourself. Okay? Yes, definitely DM me. Because I want to get people started as soon as possible, especially with that algebra piece. All right. Okay, so with trig tomorrow. Okay. All right, and then Lynette, you're going to go on in about, 40 minutes? Okay. So you take your test in 2 weeks. Okay, cool. No, can't. Okay. All right. I just want to make sure and get the right information. No pressure. Okay. All right. So yeah, you're taking your test in 2 weeks. Okay. No sadness. We're going to actually see if we can do something so we can do some tweaking. Okay. We'll be counting with the family. Okay. Oh, you have family over? Aw, fun. Well, enjoy. Okay. It's like we got 1, 2, 3. Well, enjoy that. All right, guys. Thank you so much for sticking by. You know, I know it's not easy. I know math can be intimidating, but I'm hoping I'm giving you a nice, calm atmosphere, that a place where you can feel safe to ask those questions. Because when you were younger, you didn't feel safe enough to ask the questions. So you just basically just said, math is stupid. It's easy just to say math is stupid. You got so many people that could easily chime in, but I know deep down you want to learn it, but you were afraid to ask questions. And I get it. I was the same person, you know. But now we're older, and just say, okay, I got to take this test. So what was done in the past is in the past, but here's to the future. You guys can definitely do it. All right? Okay. So I'm going to wrap up. Thank you so much for coming in. I'll be here again tomorrow at 1 p.m. That's going to be like a quick 1 hour jobby. Okay. That's going to be literally 1 hour jobby. So, but I will also be here at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you need information, make sure you come here. Give me some time to upload some stuff, and then we'll take it from there. All right. So again, help me out if you can. I would greatly appreciate it. Let's see if we can get some of these schedules all the way filled. I have 22 slots. That's all I have. It's 22 slots. So if it's one person that's taking 2 slots, that'll be amazeballs. All right? All righty. Okay. Have a lovely evening, and I will see you guys tomorrow. All right. Take care. Bye now.